So there are approximately 58 million horses in the world, and the vast majority of them are cared for by humans. Alex Brown is one such human this morning. She's at the Regina Equestrian Center learning about what it takes to care for a horse. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Sabine. This is the moment I've been waiting for all morning. I am finally astride a horse. This is Mina, and I'm joined by Sydney, and we are learning all the basics here at the Regina Equestrian Center. Sydney, what does a beginner learn when they're first astride a horse?
So the first thing we'll talk about is something called body position. So what that means is how you sit on the horse, because that affects how we communicate to them. So kind of start from the feet up. So with our feet, we just want the ball of our foot in the stirrup. That way we can really push our heel down. That's kind of how we find our balance.
Right.
The next thing we want to always think about is sitting up nice and tall. So we always want to think about having what we call our imaginary line from the back of our heel, hip to shoulder.
Okay.
The next thing is our hand position. So when we're riding the horse, we always want to make sure that our reins are nice and even and that they're not too long, and you're actually holding them properly because they're coming up through your pinky. So the only thing I would do is we're just going to slide your hands down a little bit. That way you have a little more control there. And when we're riding along, you just keep your hands in front of the horn there.
Okay.
And then the last thing in terms of body position is you just always want to make sure you're looking up and looking where you're going. You don't want to stare down at Mina, and when we're practicing with our pylons, we won't stare down at the pylons. When we want her to start walking in a minute here, we'll just give her a little squeeze and a cluck, and that's our gas pedal gets her to go. When we want her to stop, we just pull our reins straight back to our hips and we say, whoa. And as soon as she stops, we just release the pressure, because that's how horses work on a pressure release system. And then in terms of steering her, you can kind of just think about pointing her nose where you want to go. And you just kind of take your hand and open it to the side. If you want her to go to the right, you use your right hand and back and forth.
Makes sense. Okay, coming up, we're going to be getting to some walking, and we'll see what else we get up to. Stay tuned for that. Before I get back to studio.
I cannot wait to see what happens next. Coming up.